Hi, I'm Chana. 2 months ago, my life was blissfully normal. Successful real estate career, loving husband Daniel, and our precocious 9-year-old daughter Lily. We'd visit my in-laws every other Sunday, a family tradition I tolerated despite my father-in-law Walter's overbearing personality and his untrained German Shepherd Rex. Lily, stay away from Walter's dog today, I cautioned as we pulled into their driveway. Remember last time he growled at you? Mom, Grandpa says Rex is just playing, Lily replied, rolling her eyes with the confidence only a child could have. Daniel squeezed my hand. Dad's been working with a trainer. He says Rex is much better now. That's what he said last time, and the time before that, I reminded him. Your father thinks that dog walks on water. Just, let's have a nice afternoon, okay? For everyone's sake, Daniel pleaded, his voice taking on that familiar tone he used when navigating the delicate balance between his wife and his parents. Eleanor, my mother-in-law, greeted us at the door with warm hugs. Come in, come in. Walter's in the backyard grilling. Lily, he's been asking about you all morning. Where's Rex? I asked immediately. Oh, he's out back with Walter. Eleanor waved dismissively. Don't worry so much, Hannah. Walter says he's practically a therapy dog now. Daniel caught my skeptical look. See? Progress. The afternoon progressed pleasantly enough until I went inside to help Eleanor with dessert. The peaceful atmosphere shattered with Lily's piercing scream from the backyard. I dropped everything and ran. What I saw froze my blood. Lily backing away from Rex, blood streaming from her arm while Walter stood watching. What happened? I demanded, rushing to Lily. Walter shrugged. She startled him. It's just a scratch. He bit me, Mom, Lily sobbed. I was just petting him like Grandpa showed me. I examined her arm. This was no scratch. The puncture wounds were deep, already bruising around the edges. She's overreacting, Walter said with a dismissive wave. Kids these days are so dramatic. In my day, we'd put a Band-Aid on it and keep playing. Daniel finally spoke up. Dad, that looks pretty bad. It's nothing, Walter insisted. Rex wouldn't hurt a fly, right, boy? He patted the dog, who was now calmly sitting beside him as if nothing had happened. That evening, after taking Lily to urgent care for stitches and a tetanus shot, I confronted Daniel in our kitchen. 6 stitches, Daniel, 6. And your father had the nerve to say she was overreacting? Daniel paced nervously. I know. Dad's always been blind when it comes to Rex. He watched it happen. He just stood there while Rex bit her and then dismissed it completely. My hands shook as I made tea. Did you notice he didn't even ask if she was okay? Not once. Chana, No, Daniel. This isn't the first incident, but it will be the last. Your father needs to take responsibility. The phone rang. Eleanor. I put it on speaker. Chana, Walter wants to know if Lily is okay. He feels terrible. Does he? Because he told her she was overreacting to a dog bite that needed 6 stitches. Well, he didn't realize how bad it was. You know how he is? Old school, but he's very concerned. Is he concerned enough to take responsibility for his dangerous dog? I asked pointedly. A pause. Rex isn't dangerous, dear. Walter's had him for years without incident. Daniel and I exchanged looks. We both knew that wasn't true. That's not accurate, Eleanor, I replied firmly. And we'll be discussing this further. Lily is in pain, scared of dogs now, and your husband didn't even apologize. After hanging up, Daniel sat heavily at the kitchen table. What are you thinking? I'm thinking it's time your father learned actions have consequences, I replied, determination hardening within me. And I know exactly where to start. The next morning, I dropped Lily at school, assuring her worried teachers about her bandaged arm. Instead of heading to my office, I drove to our neighborhood veterinary clinic where my friend Melissa worked as the office manager. 6 stitches? Melissa exclaimed, examining the photos of Lily's wound. That's a level 3 bite on the Dunbar scale. Has the dog been reported before? Not officially, I admitted, but I'm about to change that. What do I need to know? Melissa leaned forward, lowering her voice. Report it to animal control immediately. Document everything. Medical reports, photos, witness statements. Has this dog shown aggression before? Multiple times. Walter just dismisses it. Classic, she sighed. Look, I can't officially advise this, but you should talk to others in the neighborhood. If there are previous incidents, build your case. Leaving the clinic, I called Daniel at work. I'm reporting the dog bite to animal control, I said without preamble. A heavy sigh. Shauna, are you sure that's necessary? Dad called this morning. He feels awful. Awful enough to acknowledge what happened? To take responsibility? He said Rex has never bitten anyone before. That's a lie, Daniel. Remember when Rex snapped at the UPS driver last Christmas? Or when he lunged at Mrs. Peterson's poodle? Those weren't actual bites. They were warnings that your father ignored. And now our daughter has 6 stitches. Silence hung between us until Daniel finally spoke. What exactly are you planning? Justice, I replied simply. Starting with a visit to your parents' neighbor, Mr. Jenkins. An hour later, I sat in Mr. Jenkins's living room, notepad in hand. Oh, that dog. Mr. Jenkins shook his head, adjusting his hearing aid. Been complaining about him for 2 years now. Walter lets him run without a leash sometimes, you know. Chased my cat up a tree last summer. Have you ever reported it? 3 times, he exclaimed. Animal control came out once. Walter sweet-talked them, said the dog was just playing. Load of nonsense. Would you be willing to provide a statement about Rex's history? Absolutely. That man needs to be held accountable. Just last month, Rex nearly knocked over my granddaughter. Walter just laughed it off, said she should watch where she's going. My phone rang. Eleanor again. Chana, Walter wants to speak with you. Put him on, I said, stepping outside to take the call. Chana, Walter's gruff voice came through. Eleanor tells me you're upset about yesterday. Upset? Lily needed 6 stitches, Walter. These things happen with dogs. Rex didn't mean anything by it. Intent doesn't matter. Your dog is dangerous, and you did nothing. Now listen here. His voice hardened. Rex is a good dog. Lily must have provoked him somehow. She was petting him exactly how you showed her, I countered, anger rising. The real problem is that you've repeatedly ignored Rex's aggressive behavior. You're blowing this out of proportion. It was a little nip. 6 stitches, Walter, and Mr. Jenkins tells me Rex has been a problem for years. A sharp intake of breath. You're talking to the neighbors? About my dog? I'm gathering information. This isn't the first incident, and you know it. This is ridiculous. Put Daniel on the phone. Daniel isn't here, and this isn't going away. Your dog bit my daughter, and you're going to take responsibility. After hanging up, I called animal control and made an official report. Officer Martinez promised to visit Walter's home that afternoon. By evening, Daniel returned home to find me at the kitchen table with a folder of documentation, medical reports, photos, and statements from Mr. Jenkins and 2 other neighbors. Dad called, he said quietly. He's furious. Let me guess, at me, not at his dangerous dog. Daniel sat down heavily. He says you're trying to get Rex put down. I'm trying to make him take responsibility, I corrected. Officer Martinez visited today. Apparently, there are 2 previous complaints about Rex on file. Daniel's eyes widened. He never told me that. Of course not, because Walter doesn't think the rules apply to him or his precious dog. What happens next? Daniel asked, finally looking resigned. We meet with your parents tomorrow, all of us, including Lily. It's time Walter faced what he's done. The next evening, we gathered in Walter and Eleanor's living room. Rex had been confined to the garage, small comfort given the circumstances. Lily sat between Daniel and me, her bandaged arm a silent accusation. Thank you for coming, Eleanor began nervously, serving tea no one would drink. I think we all want to resolve this amicably. Walter sat rigid in his armchair, jaw clenched. I still don't understand why you involved animal control. Family matters should stay in the family. A dog bite requiring medical attention isn't just a family matter, I replied evenly. It's a public safety issue. Public safety? Walter scoffed. That's dramatic. Show Grandpa your arm, Lily, I encouraged gently. Hesitantly, Lily unwrapped her bandage, revealing the angry red puncture wounds and black stitches. Walter's eyes widened momentarily before his expression hardened again. Accidents happen. This wasn't an accident, I countered. This was negligence. You knew Rex had aggressive tendencies and you did nothing. That's not true. Walter stood abruptly. Rex is a good dog. A good dog doesn't bite children, Daniel interjected, surprising me with his firmness. Dad, you can't keep denying this is a problem. So you're against me too now? Walter turned on his son. Your wife has you completely under her thumb. Eleanor placed a hand on Walter's arm. Walter, please calm down. I will not calm down. That woman, he pointed at me, is trying to destroy our family over a minor incident. 6 stitches isn't minor, Walter, I said, maintaining my composure. And this isn't the first time Rex has shown aggression. Mr. Jenkins has filed 3 complaints. That old busybody? He's had it in for me for years. And the UPS driver last Christmas? And Mrs. Peterson's poodle? And now Lily? How many incidents will it take before you acknowledge the problem? Walter's face reddened. You've always been difficult, Kana. Always thinking you know better than everyone else. Dad! Daniel stood now too. That's enough. No, let him speak, I said calmly. This is exactly why we're here. Walter refuses to take responsibility, so he attacks the messenger instead. Responsibility? Walter laughed harshly. You want me to get rid of my dog, don't you? That's what this is really about. What I want, I said clearly, is for you to acknowledge what happened, apologize to Lily, and ensure it never happens again. Fine. I'm sorry Lily got hurt. There, happy now? Lily shrunk against me, tears welling in her eyes. That's not an apology, Daniel said quietly. That's deflection. Officer Martinez informed us that Rex needs to be registered as a dangerous dog, I continued. He'll need to be muzzled in public and you'll need special insurance. Walter slammed his fist on the side table, making Eleanor jump. This is outrageous. I won't do it. It's not optional, Walter. It's the law. You think you can come into my house and tell me what to do with my dog? Walter moved toward me, finger pointing. I should have known you'd pull something like this. You've never respected me. Daniel stepped between us. Dad, back off, now. Or what? Walter challenged. You'll side with her against your own father? After everything I've done for you? This isn't about sides, Daniel insisted. This is about Lily's safety. If you do this, Walter growled, looking past Daniel directly at me, you'll regret it. I promise you that. The room fell silent. Even Eleanor looked shocked. Are you threatening me, Walter? I asked calmly, pulling out my phone. Because that would be unfortunate. It's not a threat, he snarled. It's a promise. You push this, and I'll make sure you never set foot in this house again. I'll make sure Lily knows her mother destroyed this family over nothing. Walter, Eleanor gasped. Dad, stop talking, Daniel warned. No, let him continue, I said, recording now. Please, Walter, tell me more about what you'll do if I pursue legal action regarding your dangerous dog. Realization dawned in Walter's eyes too late. You're recording this? In my own house? Single-party consent state, I nodded. And threats are taken very seriously by the authorities. Almost as seriously as dangerous dogs. Walter's face contorted with rage. He moved toward me again, fists clenched. Give me that phone. Daniel restrained him. Dad, stop it. Get out, Walter shouted. All of you, get out of my house, and don't come back. As we left, Eleanor followed us to the door, tears streaming down her face. Chana, please, he didn't mean it. He's just upset. He meant every word, I replied, helping Lily into her coat. And now everyone knows exactly who Walter really is. 3 weeks later, Daniel and I sat in the municipal court waiting room. Officer Martinez approached with a clipboard. Mrs. Cohen, we're ready for your testimony. Inside, Walter sat with his attorney, refusing to look our way. The hearing was brief, but thorough. The judge reviewed the evidence, medical reports, neighbor statements, Walter's recorded threats, and animal control's assessment of Rex. Based on the evidence presented, the judge concluded, the dog known as Rex meets the definition of a dangerous dog under municipal code. Mr. Reinhardt, you're ordered to comply with all dangerous dog restrictions, including muzzling in public, secure containment on your property, and obtaining appropriate insurance. Additionally, you will pay restitution for the victim's medical expenses. Outside the courtroom, Walter's attorney approached us. My client would like to speak with you privately. In a small conference room, Walter sat hunched, looking older than his 68 years. I want to apologize, he began stiffly. I shouldn't have reacted the way I did, about the dog. Maybe you were right. Maybe. I raised an eyebrow. I'd like to make amends, Walter continued, not quite meeting my eyes. Eleanor misses you all terribly. Maybe we could start fresh? This isn't about winning, I replied. It's about consequences. For years, you've dismissed concerns about Rex's behavior. You've dismissed me, your neighbors, and now Lily. That pattern stops here. Chana, Walter began, his tone wheedling now. We're family. Families forgive. Some things require more than forgiveness, I said, standing. They require change. When you demonstrate that you've changed, not just your words but your actions, then we can discuss moving forward. A week later, Eleanor visited alone, bringing cookies for Lily. She told us Walter had enrolled Rex in training and was building a secure fence. It was a start, but not enough. Months passed with limited contact, always at our house, never with Rex present. Walter was different, more subdued, more thoughtful. One evening, as Lily showed Walter her science project, I overheard her ask, Grandpa, do you still have Rex? Walter hesitated. I found him a new home, sweetheart, with a police dog trainer who lives on a farm. It was the right thing for everyone. Later, when Walter was leaving, he paused at the door. Yana, I want you to know, you were right to stand your ground. It took me too long to see it. But you protected Lily when I wouldn't. I nodded, accepting his words without offering forgiveness he hadn't earned yet. Some lessons come at a high price, but they're worth every penny when they protect the ones we love. Have you ever had to stand firm against family for what's right? Sometimes the hardest boundaries to set are the ones that matter most.